I never like seeing fire trucks coming because most of the time an ambulance follows, because this is a really like a one-way. Not a one-way, but there's no room on either side, so if you need to get over, there's just no room. I usually like to try to speed past, not speed, but get out so that there is open area. Let's see if they wave. I didn't wave at those other guys. He didn't. He was slowing down, I'll give him that. That's my cope, that they don't wave back. It's not you, it's me. I caught you in a bad time. It is mainly and realistically all personal preference, but from my time of riding a motorcycle and owning a couple of different brands and types of motorcycles, if you are on a cruiser, the 6th gear is just the cream of the crop. You definitely don't need a 6th gear, but if you drive on the freeway, the extra gear makes the experience just that much better. Because this road is 50, and I cruise at 50, 55 in 5th gear. So if you just imagine cruising 55, 50 miles an hour in 5th gear, but then also having to cruise at 65, 75 miles an hour in 5th gear, just the difference is immediate and just so much better. I had a 2012 Yamaha V-Star for a couple of years, and it was a 950, and it only had 5 gears. And then it went to a 2013 Heritage Classic, like one that I'm on now, and it had 6 gears. And granted, it was a lot more powerful, so you could really feel the difference of a 6 gear. Even just cruising in that weird spot of 5th gear, 6th gear. So not saying that it's like something you necessarily have to include or exclude, like, oh, I'm not going to get this bike because it only has 5 gears, but if you're between two options and one has 5 gears and one has 6, I would highly recommend going on the freeway and the test drive, because I'm big into actually test driving bikes before you buy them, to know if you'll actually, for one, feel comfortable on them, and for two, if you like the bike. Because that was my issue with my first bike. I didn't even get it registered in the 30 days that I had it. It was a 750. I immediately said, I need more power. And that's when I bought the Yamaha V-Star 950. Spooky. I almost bought that helmet. I have thought about talking about this or not talking about it for a little bit, and I've decided to say screw it. What am I gonna, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get jumped or something. And that'll make more sense why I'm not scared of getting jumped by saying this. I'm excited to be able to film school bus drivers. Not school bus drivers themselves, but how they drive. People driving really grind my gears in cars, but my main issue with school bus drivers is they think that they have flashing lights and people will stop to them like they do to fire trucks or ambulances or police cars. So they drive like, oh, I can't really fit in that gap between cars. F it. I'm gonna send it anyways. What are they gonna do? Hit a school bus? It's kind of my same issue with semi-truck drivers. They think just because they have a big semi-truck that they can kind of do whatever they want, because I mean, at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? Hit a semi-truck in your little sedan? No. I could have gone there. I was locking. I was not originally planning on riding my bike today, because even though I hate the weatherman and I don't believe him, when he says it's gonna rain, I'm trying to believe him. And just because it has been raining so much, well, as you can see, it's not raining, so I'm glad, but it looks like it could rain. I got about 25 minutes to get to my house, so there is definitely still time for me to get rained on. But the reason why I rode my bike this morning is because I slept in, decided to get a little bit more sleep. Never works out. Got to my car. Click, 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 click. Battery was dead. So I said, oh, how lovely. Ran back in the house, grabbed my helmet, hopped on my bike, and went the speed limit. I saw a video the other day, and it was from a car's perspective. He said, look at this dumbass biker behind me. And he took his camera and panned to his driver's side window mirror, and then his passenger side window mirror. And he's like, this jackass is behind me so close that I can't see him in my mirror. And then he panned up to his rearview mirror, and you can just see the guy in the middle. So, frankly, he's in the best spot, in my opinion, to be visible to you as someone in front of him, because if you're not on your phone, or even if you are on your phone, where are you most likely going to look? Up. I would think it would be less likely, and in my own opinion, I look at my rear view mirror more than I do my side mirrors when I drive, unless I'm actively merging. Now I will say, if I'm driving on a lane like this, 2-lane, if there is someone ahead of me, I will be on their mirror side so that they can see me, because at least you could see me in two mirrors compared to just your rear view mirror, giving myself plenty of space to brake if I need. But if we're at a stop sign or a stoplight, I mean, I think it's very reasonable for you to be in line with their tire, like I am now, or in the middle. It really isn't that big of a deal. Person in front of me's having a concert. They're dancing. Because honestly, also another thing is, frankly, if you're the car ahead of me, I don't care if you see me or not, because you're not going to be the one hurting me. That's what I'm talking about. School buses running red light, acting like they're above the law. I'm just gonna have a compilation during, well, I guess when I have enough footage to make a compilation, but I'm just gonna have a I'm also going to have a compilation of me not being able to say a word, because then you'll hear me stutter and not be able to pronounce certain words. But that'll come very, very far down the line, because that would be able to fill a video once a week. The school bus compilation is going to be a little bit longer, because I may only see one or two school bus infractions a week. And you might be thinking, why do you want to put them on blast? They have a hard enough time finding people to drive school buses, because it's not a full-time job, it's a part-time job. Well, for one, they drive recklessly, and I don't want to get hit by a school bus. And two, they drive around children. I don't think people who drive like maniacs should be driving school buses. Because the simple matter of the fact is, if you run late yellows into early reds, you do it frequently, and I go the same route, so they're all the same school buses. So it might be a couple of different drivers, but more often than not, I almost would put money on that it's the same person. I also think I'm just giving out so much driving unsolicited opinions, but I think they have to be more strict on people who drive. I think having a learner's permit for 6 months is a little short. I think people should be on probation for longer. But I also, on the flip side, I'm a big into, if you can vote and go get sent off to war, I think you you should be able to smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol. So I would be okay with going either way. We either let 18-year-olds do everything an adult can do, or we make 21 or 24, 25 when your frontal lobe develops. I think it's 25, maybe it's 26, I don't know. But I know that one's more unpopular. I think as a society as a whole, I'm not condoning underage drinking by any means, but I think that is a thing that we could reevaluate. So on a 2-lane road like this, because that lady doesn't know how to drive, technically, if there's only one turn lane, you're supposed to turn to the closest lane, and the right-hand turn right there turns into its closest lane. Now, people don't do it correctly, so it leads to a lot of crashes, so it's just safer to not, as a driver turning left or turning right, not go at the same time, because the likelihood of it being an accident is pretty high. But legally standing and correctly driving wise, they can go at the same time. And this lady has somewhere to be. She took off the line like a bat out of hell. Gotta go pick up them kids. And I know I kind of contradict myself because I say I like to normally stay on the left-hand side, but when there are actively people pulling out on the right-hand side, I want them to be able to see me multiple car lengths down, because if they don't see a gap, if they do see a gap, but it's not really a gap, it's just because I'm hidden behind this car in front of me, being over here, they'll pull out and, well, hit me. Just got air struck by a bug. Kind of the same premise. I mean, really, people will be stupid either way, so there's not a great place. Either way, you're screwed. People will come out from the left-hand side, or people will come out from the right-hand side, but as a vigilant rider, you can predict, and you should start learning how to predict the stupidness of drivers. Okay, bye!